fun. They all know what I mean. Oh, sleep in peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this old world is a new world, and a old world.
Major events across the globe are being canceled. That's weighing on the global economy, postponed or even going virtual.
Concerns about COVID-19 continue to grow. Now the entertainment industry is being hit with concert cancellations in many parts of the world.
The coronavirus crisis has stalled live entertainment across the country, leading to millions of job losses behind the scenes. The live events industry contributes $300 billion to the U.S. economy every year. And since March, revenue has dropped to about zero.
Gosh, when we first heard about COVID, we knew it was going to be impactful. I don't think we knew exactly to what extent it was going to be. I guess probably within the first week of it becoming as widely publicized as it was, everything, all our tour dates started to cancel. I mean, we've lost more revenue than we made 3 years ago. I mean, it is in every way catastrophic as far as income, revenue loss. But we're blessed because we don't have a lot of debt. We don't have a lot of overhead, so it's not been quite as tragic for us as it has been for anyone who has a big rent on a building or huge overhead. So we're fortunate in that respect. So we started live streaming specifically we had several purposes. We wanted to try to raise enough money to keep our people employed, the band. We wanted to do that. We also wanted to be an encouragement to people. We wanted to be a blessing to people. We wanted to be a sense of normalcy to people. And I think we probably did a 13, 14, maybe 15 weeks straight before we even took a break. So it's been and that's turned out great for us because the whole live streaming thing is now it's pervasive. Everyone's doing it. We adopted it early enough to where people look at us like experts in it, which is an interesting idea. And we've actually been able to convert several gigs that we lost that were big galas into live stream events. We probably have 5 or 6 of those. So that would have been revenue we just lost, like everything else, if we hadn't been live streaming. So it turned out great. It's hard to say, just stay afloat. I mean, again, we lost the most profitable months of the year, and we supplemented them with a fraction, maybe 10% of the income, if that. But again, we changed some things around, we moved some things around, we stopped some recurring payment bills that we have to have that we just quit, like we shut down a few services and just made a few changes to where it really did, if nothing else, it kept us afloat mentally, spiritually, you know what I mean? I mean, the finances was still gonna be disastrous. There was no way around that, but having something to do, having something to curate, having something to build, have the guys in the room playing music together for people was a huge blessing. One of the biggest things that I've noticed about there's the obvious changes, like there's nothing going on, there's no theaters, there's no corporate, there's no private, there's no work, like New York shut down. Actually the biggest agency in the world, the biggest classical music agency, Cami in New York, just filed for bankruptcy. They're closed. I mean, this is the biggest, baddest one, and they're out of business now, which is really kind of unfathomable. I see them every year, several times at these big arts conferences, and they have the biggest classical musicians in the world on their roster. So all those agents are out of work. The business is closed. All those New York institutions where they work are now going to be doing something else, and all the artists are without representation. So that's a huge part of it. I mean, really, the biggest change is the fact that we've learned that musicians, live music, we are the first thing to get canceled, and we're going to be the last thing to come back because everything we do requires crowds. And with the Fabulous Equinox Orchestra and Equinox Entertainment, we've been scrappy. We've figuring out new ways to do what we do. But it's been a crazy change. I think it'll be some time before it gets back to what it was. The biggest thing about in-person gigs is I've had to scale the band down. We're an 18-piece band. I've scaled it down to 20 musicians and a singer. And that sucks. I hate to do that because, half my guys aren't working. But that's a huge change on our end, how we had to do it. We can sell about a third of the tickets because we can't pack the spaces like normal. We can't do theater style seating where maybe you can fit 100 people in a small space in a theater style seating for a live event. You can't do that. And even the tables have to be spaced out. So the revenue possibilities are a third of what they should be. So we just have to factor that in. I mean, we know that we're going to be a third less profitable than we were before. But again, it's still worth doing, but we're just not going to be able to make as much money.